Hey guys, I'm Eyre, and I'm hanging out with Rob from Front Row Live.
Congratulations with your new single, Careless. You've been dropping like back-to-back hits, especially for 2020. Talk to me about this track in particular and like the creative process behind it.
Oh, thank you. I mean, with Careless, we wrote it in Jamaica. I did a writing camp a couple of years ago when I signed to Island. When I first signed, I had this sort of idea in my head that I wanted to go back because I'm half Jamaican and I hadn't been back since my dad had passed. And I really just wanted to like rip the Band-Aid off, and I just wanted to go and create and to see what happens. And it was a massive risk, but it was so worth it because like some of the music that's to come out of that trip was so beautiful and just really personal for me. But a song like Careless was written at a time when I was really struggling with like my self-esteem and like my sort of balance, balance with social media and stuff. And I just found that it was really therapeutic to have written a song like that and then to put it out and have people say how true the words are and how much they really felt that they needed it at the time. I think it's kind of what any artist really wants when you write lyrics like that.
Did you kind of question writing the song in the first place because you were kind of getting more vulnerable with your audience? And, you know, how did Nat Dunn and Dio kind of help you out with that aspect?
I think the only thing that I struggled with was, did it feel cliche? Because I felt like everyone was having the same conversations about social media. Like, you know, I'm not unique in saying that I've struggled with it and that, you know, it's not good for us sometimes. It's not good for anybody, you know, and within reason. And I think that my only reasons for struggling to write the song was that I was like, is this cheesy? Am I just saying things that people already think and don't need a song about? And I think Nat and Dio really helped make that okay. And like the more that we wrote it and the more that because I've got this really bad habit of self-sabotage. Like, so we'll start a song and I'll be like, yeah, this is wicked, I really love this, and then I'll get halfway through the day, I'll start doubting, and then I'll make everyone start again. And Nat I work with quite regularly, and Dio actually, but Nat's really good at being like, no, I'm not going to let you do that. We're going to keep on with this one because it means something and you'll thank me for it. And she's brilliant. I love working with her because she really invests in the personal idea and the angle of it. And Dio is just hilarious and so much fun to be around that she made the whole experience just fun. And it just didn't really feel like a burden to write a song that actually had quite a deeper meaning to it than it might sound initially.
I'm sure there were some challenges though in kind of whether it was like creating the song, like writing the lyrics, or like, you know, actually getting it recorded. What were those challenges that you feel you faced?
I think my biggest challenge with this song was my vocal, because Banks and Ranks, who produced the record, I made up two guys, Yannick and Soke, and I work with them really regularly. And I love Soke to pieces, but the one thing I like struggle with the most is how particular he is about vocals, and how like we will be in the booth singing over a particular word until he hears it exactly how he wants to hear it. And you can't hate somebody for wanting to have that kind of detail and attention to your records and your music. But then there is an element where it's like, bro, just let it flow. Just let it be natural. It doesn't need to be so robotic. So I feel like the biggest struggle that we faced with that particular song was I just remember being in the vocal booth for way too long and being like, oh, I'm over it. But it was worth it, I think. I think it sounds wicked and he's brilliant for that.
Not only is the song, the lyrics, and your voice amazing on this track, but sonically it's also incredible. It's so fresh at the same time. What inspired the sounds that we hear with this track? Was this something that you kind of brought onto the table, or was it something that the producer kind of brought on and kind of showcased for you?
I think because I work with Banks and Ranks quite regularly, and we released a song, our first ever song that we released together called Answer Phone, did quite well over here in the UK. And I think that it's very much their style and of production. And I think when we were in Jamaica, we sort of were honing down what it was that I wanted to achieve with my solo project Staff. And so it was like using some really great bits from what they do. And I learn a lot from them. they just came into my life at the right time, and they just feel like my producer brothers for life. I've learned so much about, you know, music and production and vocal takes and stuff. And so I think the whole thing is a bit of a process with those two, and I just leave them to it because they know what they're doing.
Yesterday, you kind of teased your fans with a new Sigala collaboration. Is that something that's happening? I mean, it's been quite some time since Just Got Paid. So what's going on there?
Me and Sigala, we work together a lot. I live around the corner from his studio, so I'm always popping in and I'm annoying him. And we always write together. So I mean, there's definitely another song in the pipeline. We've written so many. I think because we've had 2 really successful records together, they took a long time to come about. So we're not going to rush the next one because, you know, it seems obvious, and because we work together loads, you know, we could release 4 songs, but it might not be the one. So no rush with him, but I'd love working with him. We work together on other projects as well. So it's quite nice, quite relaxed.
So what's next for you now that the single's out? When I go on Spotify, I do notice that your other 2 previous singles are connected to this single. So are you working on a body of work? What are the plans for Ella?
Well, I mean, the whole point actually of this whole sort of, I mean, whilst we've been in lockdown, obviously everyone can agree that we've been completely destabilized. And the one thing that I said to my management, I remember the conversation like yesterday, I just remember being like, I know we can't do anything, but we have so much music that we have to fight to get the label to hear, that we know that they like, but are too like nervous to sort of do anything with it. And I just think with the lockdown phase, it means that there's zero pressure, there's zero expectation. The only reason I wanted to release these records was, you know, just to keep things going. I didn't want to have to wait till the end of lockdown for my big single. I was just like, we've got such amazing music sat here. And it also sort of came about because I had this song called LOVE that I've been touring for the last, I think, 4 years. And it never got released. And I switched labels in between all that. And the fan base were always like, when are we going to have LOVE? When is it released? When is it released? And it was just perfect because I did a Q&A. I played a little snippet of the demo again and was like, do you guys really want this? And then the response was so good that I sent it, I screenshot everything, I sent it to my label and I was like, guys, can we do this? And they were like, yeah, all right, cool. So we put LOVE out, and then the whole plan is to be part of like a bigger package. Like I think everyone's starting to get excited that it's an album, but like I'm gonna stamp on that one right now because you're gonna be really disappointed when it's not. But it's definitely like a body of work. After Careless, there's one more, and that will complete the lockdown series.